It's that time of year again. November has come around once more, and kind of at the last minute, I decided I was going to try to do NaNoWriMo again this year. If you don't know what NaNoWriMo is, it's National Novel Writing Month, and it happens every year in November. There are also other events during the year, but November's the big one. And the whole concept is that you really buckle down and work on a novel every single day in November, writing hopefully 50,000 words by November 30th, and also hopefully completing your first draft. It's like a writing boot camp with an online community of so many people all over the world who are also participating, and it's really just a great way to get yourself into the rhythm and into the habit of sitting down and writing every single day. So last year was my first time doing NaNoWriMo, and I'll link my videos that I made that are Nano related in the description box if you want to check those out. And I got a lot of feedback last year that those of you who are interested in NaNoWriMo really enjoyed the vlog that I made, and I have been sort of toying with the idea of doing more vlog style content.
Yes? What is it?
It's never really been something that I've been super comfortable doing as a YouTuber, which is kind of funny because it's probably the most common style of YouTube video, but it's always sort of felt out of my comfort zone. But I really enjoyed making that NaNoWriMo vlog last year, and ever since I made it, I've been thinking about different ways that I can incorporate more vlog style content into other videos, which I've started doing in some of my bookish videos in the last 6 months or so. So hopefully you'll enjoy this year's Nano video as much as you did last year's. It's just going to be chill vibes, clips of me writing, making coffee, drinking coffee, making tea, drinking tea, making smoothies, drinking smoothies, being distracted by cats, and writing some more. This won't be a daily vlog of every single time I sit down to write or anything like that, but I will try to get as many clips as I can so you can just come along with me on the journey. Maybe use this video to keep you company while you're doing some writing in the last half of the month. Really trying to push through that third week. I feel like the third week was the hardest for me last year, so just a little extra motivation to get you through to the end of the month. I guess I'll take a quick second to talk about the project this time around. So last year, if you haven't watched those videos yet, I was working on a sci-fi novel, and I did win Nano. I wrote 50,000 words in the 30 days of the month, but I didn't finish my first draft. I still had several more chapters to write, and I literally have not opened that Scrivener project since November 30th, 2021. I was so drained from thinking about that sci-fi world every single day for a whole month that I just didn't even want to think about it or touch it for a while, and then I kind of forgot about it. Fast forward to a couple weeks ago when I started thinking about Nano again and wondering if I might do it, even though I was worried I would be way too busy, which I definitely am way too busy, but I just wanted to do it anyway. The thought of doing another month focused on that story just felt a little too much, and I had the idea for a new story a couple months ago that has kept popping into my brain. It's just a sticky idea, and for whatever reason my brain really likes it and keeps reminding me of it, and maybe a week ago, it occurred to me that I could do Nano with that idea, despite the fact that I had done zero planning, zero outlining, no research, no character profiles, none of the things that I tried to do last year before November 1st. Literally all I had was maybe 2 paragraphs in a notes app on my phone from the day that I got the idea. But I decided, hey, why not? What's the worst that could happen? And so far, I feel like some really interesting ideas have been coming from it, and it's kind of cool to just completely organically jump into the process and start writing from the first chapter and occasionally jumping around to other parts of the story as I get interesting ideas. And yeah, just letting it flow a lot more than I did last year. And so far, I'm really enjoying that. Before I mention what genre the book is, I would love to hear your guesses if you have any. So just pause this for a second and write in the comments what genre you think my book is that I'm working on this time around. I'm really curious how many of you will get it right. So this time around, I am working on a dark academia, horror, gothic sort of book. I'm very excited about it. I feel like this won't be a shock if you've been following along with some of my recent reads. I've been really into horror, gothic, dark academia reads. It's basically all I've been reading for the last little while. And I just feel like I have so many ideas that fit into that really dark, spooky, while still sort of academic. Lots of dusty old books and also murder. So that's the genre. It's adult. I'm excited about it. So yeah, who knows? It might turn out awful. It might never see the light of day. I might never let anyone read any part of it other than me, but so far I'm really enjoying myself and I'm excited for the rest of the month. I've also told myself not to be too intense about achieving every single goal this year. Last year I got a little carried away with needing to hit the daily goal every single day and stressing myself out. This month I'm trying to take it a little easier. I'm trying to calm down my natural tendency to perfectionism. Lots of fun. I hope you enjoy this vlog. I will stop rambling. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for hanging out with me for Nano. And of course, how could I forget, if you are participating in NaNoWriMo this year, I want to know about your story, as much or as little as you want to share. I feel like y'all are so creative. I've been getting lots of DMs on Instagram since I announced I was doing NaNoWriMo over there with all your story ideas, and they're awesome. So yeah, share if you want to. Okay, bye. Just popping in here quickly for a super short NaNoWriMo update. Today is day 7 and I'm doing okay. Yesterday I fell and bruised my tailbone. Do not recommend, and ended up writing almost nothing. So a little bit behind, but otherwise everything's great. I'm currently at 9,211 words. So a couple thousand short there. I had 2 days where I didn't write very much at all. That definitely pushed me behind. And that's one thing about Nano that I find a bit stressful, is that if you even have one day that you don't have time to write or you barely write anything, it feels like you get behind significantly and it feels really hard to catch up. So I'm trying to get caught up. We'll see. I might not be able to win this year, who knows, but I'm so proud of sitting at over 9,000 words in 7 days. I mean, writing 9,000 words of a novel in a week to me is a lot. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. As far as feeling good about what I'm actually writing, the content of the words, I don't know. It's all over the place. I'm sure many of you can relate who have ever done NaNoWriMo. I don't know if anything I'm writing makes any sense. I have no idea if it's any good. Sometimes I go back and read a couple sentences and I'm like, what in the world am I writing right now? No. But sometimes I go back and read a little bit and I'm like, oh yeah, damn, that's pretty good. Kind of like that. So, you know, it's a mixed bag. but the story is kind of starting to coalesce into something interesting. Pretty vivid characters, I think, at least in my brain they're vivid. I don't know if I've really written down a lot of that vividness just yet. Introduced a couple of them. I'm starting to get more of a handle on some of the themes that I want to weave in. I have some things that I really want to spend some time researching that I want to incorporate. So things are happening, vaguely motions that my brain and the world around me, you know, it's happening. I'm writing. We're doing it. Hopefully tonight I can write a little bit more. I would love to at least hit 10,000 words before I go to bed tonight. And then hopefully over this next week, I can keep writing just a little bit extra, a couple hundred extra words a day to get caught up again, but we'll see. So yeah, that's the update. It's going pretty well. Let me know in the comments how it's going for you, of course, if you haven't already, because I want to know. How's the experience? How's it going? Are you pulling out your hair yet, or is it super easy? Let me know. So far, I'm feeling like I'm probably more of a planner when it comes to NaNoWriMo. I might have to have more of a concrete plan next year if I'm gonna do it again. But I'm also learning that I'm able to be a pantser, apparently, at least a little bit. So that's fun, learning more about myself through this process. Thanks for hanging out with me during this vlog. I hope you're enjoying all the footage. Okay, bye.
Careful, I don't know how strong that is.
Popping in here for one final update for this NaNoWriMo vlog. Today is November 15th, officially halfway through NaNoWriMo, and I'm doing okay. Not as great as I was a week ago. This past week has been super busy and I got really caught up with work. I had so many things going on and I had several days where I wrote 0 and a couple days where I wrote very little, maybe 200 words, 400 words, 500 words, definitely nowhere near the 1600 plus that you're supposed to be writing every day to reach the goal. And I think it was maybe yesterday or the day before that I had a little bit of a freak out over how behind I was when I updated my stats and realized I was over 10,000 words behind and that it would take me basically a whole extra month to reach the 50,000 word goal. And I had to remind myself that I'm trying to not be hard on myself through this process. It's very difficult for me to do, especially if there is something that's tracking my progress in black and white, very clearly showing where I am falling behind. My brain doesn't like that. So I took a second to sort of remind myself that it was fine. But I also, to make myself feel better, did a little bit of math, and I realized if I aimed to write 25,000 words a day instead of just over 1,600, I would catch up by the end of the month. And that didn't feel quite as overwhelming as being 10,000 words behind. So that's what I'm trying to do now. I have set my daily goal in Scrivener to be 2,500 words, and I'm doing my best to hit that. We shall see if I end up hitting 50,000 words by the end of the month or not, but at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. I need to keep reminding myself. And as of today, I have passed the 15,000 word mark. I'm super excited about it. Even though officially I should be at 25,000 words since we're halfway through the month, 15,000 words of a novel that up until November 1st, I literally had a couple bullet points of ideas that had occurred to me one day that I hadn't really thought about again in any real constructive way, is pretty wild and also kind of awesome. So I'm impressed with myself. I feel like things have really come a long way. I'm still building the story, but I feel like I'm getting to know the characters a lot better, and their relationships and dynamics are starting to come to life. And I'm getting even more cool ideas for sort of the plot side of things, or the world building and some of the potential twists. And I'm really liking where the story's going. It definitely will need a huge amount of work after this month, no matter how many words I end up at. There's a lot of research that I could have done before this month started, but did not do. So definitely some research to do to make sure that what I'm writing makes any sense for the setting, and definitely a lot of reworking, because so much of what I'm doing is just kind of brain dumping scenes onto the page as they come to my mind and kind of jumping around, but it's something is happening. So that's where I'm at halfway through the month. I hope that your NaNoWriMo experience is going well, and I hope this video was sort of calming and relaxing to watch, and also hopefully gave you a little motivation to write if you've been struggling. I feel like it's kind of a common experience that midway through the month is a bit of a lull from motivation. So I hope this video gave you some inspiration to pick it up again and write as much as you can. Again, even if you end up at 5,000 words at the end of the month, or you end up at 45,000 or anywhere in between, I just hope that you're enjoying yourself, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So that's it from me. Thank you as always to my patrons for your support, and extra special thanks to our newest patrons: Maggie, Isra, Emily, Barbara, Katie, Anna Maria, Jennifer, Iherdig, S, Marvia, Janice, Regina, Brianna, Savannah, Annie, Rolene, Mary, Rebecca, Megan, Maya, Judy, Leanne, and Idona. Welcome all of you to the squad. We are so excited to have you. If you at home want to join the squad, feel free. There's a link in the card and in the description box down below. And with that, I'm gonna get going. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you really soon in my next one. Bye, friends.